So, Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, or P Diddy, is actually, he's actually a piece of shit. He's a sexually deviant monster. And I've been doing a little bit of searching on the web to discover just how wide the extent of his crimes go. And yeah, he's had his hand in pretty much every cookie jar in Hollywood, literally and figuratively. The guy's a sick menace. Yeah, I just stumbled across this video of Justin Bieber there talking to an interviewer a few years ago, and just the uncomfortability in his eyes regarding the situation. You can tell he's drank many of those feelings away over the years. Let's indulge here.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second.
Yeah, and that's the hardest part. None of them loved him. Imagine being a young boy in that environment. My God. Being told how great you are, how promising your future is, how much of an inspiration and a generational talent you are, only to have your innocence ripped away from you and have your whole paradigm shift in a matter of seconds just because of the promiscuity and pervasion of one man with a little bit of power in his wallet. Scary.
A 2022 interview from Justin Bieber has resurfaced in the wake of Diddy's legal drama. In the sit-down with Zane Lowe 4 years ago, Justin isn't
to this day. Look at this.
talking down with Zane Lowe 4 years ago. Surfaced in the wake of Diddy's.
Right there. That get up. I don't trust that. I don't trust that get up. That's the get up of someone who will most definitely cover you in a lubrication and oil of some degree and just look at you while he rubs his belly button. That's what that vibe, that's what I see when I see that. That, or like you're broke down on the side of the highway with a flat tire. He's the only one out of like 100 cars that have passed that stops, but he gets out and he's not wearing a shirt already. And he says, "What seems to be the issue? Need a hand?" And the guy's like, "No, I'm all right. I called CAA. Like, they'll be here shortly. I'll just wait it out." And he's like, no, I got you. I got all the stuff in the trunk to help you out. No, I'm really okay, sir. Thank you, though. I really appreciate you stopping and helping me. No, I insist. Pop the hood.
It's a legal drama. In the sit-down with Zane Lowe 4 years ago, Justin isn't talking about the disgraced media mogul directly, but his past trauma in the music industry, his album Changes, and being a newlywed to wife Haley.
I think that I was just, living in this shame, living in all this sort of stuff of my past, and I wasn't able to move on.
Talk of the video comes.
No doubt. Can't imagine. I can't even fathom the shit he has seen in his life. Poor soul. He's only 4 years older than me, and just he looks like he's lived a lifetime. Like, that's what I don't get about these. And it's funny. You hear all the time people complaining about Hollywood and about the elites and about the mega rich, right? They'll make complaints about them, but I'd say half the people who complain about them are just envious that they're not there, right? And that's what a lot of the elites say. They're like, "Oh yeah, it's easy for you to complain where you're from, right? You don't know how the other half lives." And no, we don't. But I think the majority of us don't want to. Because from what I've seen, all these celebrities, all they do is they get lots of money ahead, they get lots of fame, lots of notoriety, status. But once you have all those boxes checked, they run out of things that stimulate them. They need to go to that next step, you know what I mean? They need to do the more things, more drugs, more risky things, more broken laws, because I can. Let's see what I can get away with, right? Lots of people attended this guy's parties. Lots of them. All shapes and colors, all sizes and ages, all of them. Some of them probably sat by and didn't watch. Some of them probably sat by and watched. Some of them probably participated. But the only ones that I believe aren't guilty are the ones that were invited there and then also had no idea. They were like, "Oh, we've heard of these infamous Diddy parties. We may as well go and show up and see what it's all about." And they get there and like, oh my God, I should have just stayed home and played Monopoly with my family, or rewatched Naruto again. This is terrible. There's like dwarves flying through the air here, and it stinks like formaldehyde. Can't even imagine that place.
Comes after footage of Diddy and Justin also resurfaced on social media recently.
Not anyone could just be in the position that I'm in.
Video shows Diddy
Look at that poor boy. Look at that poor boy. Look at his face. That's the face of a boy who just yesterday was really happy to be a kid. And this is the face of someone who has a hard time
Not
going
anyone
to
could
sleep.
just be.
Look at that. That guy sits and contemplates how the universe can be so harsh, yet why he has like trillions of dollars. Trillions. Billions. He'd be a billionaire, I'm sure, wouldn't he? I'm sure of it. Not a billionaire. Just. Okay. At least 285 million. Yeah, that's bullshit. That's nothing. That's rookie numbers. I'm sitting on like fucking 60, 70 bucks. That's fine for me.
In the position that I'm in.
Video shows Diddy alongside teenage Justin, leaving people to speculate if, at the time, he subjected the pop star to his alleged freak-offs.
Combs allegedly.
No question. No question. See that one interview there? I gotta pull it up now. P Diddy, Justin Bieber, 48 hours.
We need to make a decision. What does the data say?
I'm not.
Why not use Monday.com's dashboard?
I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So, and we gon'.
And why talk about it like that? Why think of it as the amount of time you have with the kid? Jeez, I only have 48 hours. That's not a whole lot of abuse going to be able to take place in that stretch of time. At least give me 72. You know what I mean? At least give me time to set up my sensory deprivation tank.
I'm gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Pop superstar Justin Bieber.
I like a little cream with my coffee. Ended up being way. The ratio's just bogus. Like I'm sucking a cow's tits that just ate like a whole bunch of coffee beans.
Was once mentored by Sean Diddy Combs. Now, after Combs' arrest on federal sex trafficking charges, old videos are raising questions about Combs' interactions with Bieber. I take a closer look at their relationship through the years. Welcome to Crime
He's like,
Fix.
see this thing? See this Lamborghini? I'm gonna let you drive this before you're able to drive legally. Because I'm Diddy, and I have the authority to do that. Well, I have like 1,000 acres here. Just take it out back in the woods. If you break it, it's okay. I'll get a new one. I have all kinds of money. Because I'm a pervert. And I'm exploitative.
I'm Anjanette Levy. For the last several days, on Racketeer, is that videos of Sean Combs and Justin Bieber have been all over X and TikTok for days.
All right, I don't need you, law and crime. I'm going back to this.
We planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs.
Freak-offs, too. Like, Jesus, man. Freak-offs. Leave nothing to the imagination. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing... you don't need to leave anything, like... Yeah, there's nothing to wonder about. We know exactly what you're doing at those parties now. They're freaky. You're a freak. It's just probably pandemonium. Blood, semen, everything. Just a nasty, visceral betrayal of what it is to be a human being. It'd almost be just something to have like the Vice team or something go in there and do an anthropology. You know what I mean? If it would have been neat if that could have happened, like an anthropological experiment. They walk in there, they play with a camera, and they're like, "Why are you filming in here?" And then Diddy's like, "No, it's okay. Let them film. Let them film. Keep it rolling. Hey, actually, you come in here. You can be my personal videographer tonight. You come in here. You got to see what's going on in here. You got to see it. We found these things down in northern Mexico. Legit, actual meteorites from another planet. that we crushed down into a powder and then combined with various petroleums and other lubrications and created the most insane boner-giving baby oil concoction you could ever imagine. Come in here, I'll rub some on you. Come on, let's go back. I'm telling you, it's absolutely insane shit.
He often
I
electronically
have 1,000 bottles of it.
recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time.
You're gonna hear about my party, they're gonna be shutting them down, they're gonna probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we wanna have a good time.
Yeah.
During the Zane Lowe
Yeah,
interview,
you know who else loved having, and I'm no religious guy, but I also am well aware that the citizens of Sodom and Gomorrah loved having fun at the expense of others. They just loved fun instead of anything else, instead of work or responsibility. All fun, right? When you're under the guise of it just being fun, and then it can be anything, right? Just because something is pleasurable doesn't mean it's okay. That's why we're just in this hedonistic stalemate, right? It's almost an hedonic plague of sorts. We are consumed in immediate gratification right now. I want to come right immediately. I'm cooming now and always today. I need it. Instead of just, no, I'm going to save this nut. I'm going to let these nuts build up full of stuff. And then next week I'll have an insanely extravagant 10 to 15 second orgasm. And then after it happens, I'll just sit like this. Like, what did I just watch? Who am I? But anyway, you get my point. Like, all these people they're pleasure seekers. Pleasure only gets you so far. Pleasure doesn't carry you through life. Pleasure doesn't help you build strong relationships unless they're with others who also like pursuing immediate gratification and exploiting other people for your sexual desire. It's just messed up. It's messed up. And I really hope that this case with P Diddy actually illuminates a lot, because I know I live in Canada. I'm out of the realm here. I don't know how it works, but I used to watch enough TV, and I've seen enough fake people to know that there'd be some shit going on down there. Some shit. And I will try to find the evidence in future videos, and we will delve in to the real shit that's been going on down in Hollywood, because I think lots of people be getting their butts widened and stuff by Sean Diddy Combs. Pete, Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy. Every step you take.
Justin breaks down in tears when talking about wanting to protect Billie Eilish, who at the time quickly rose to superstar status.
Well, I just wanted to be a good example, and it was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. I just wanted to protect her,
That is heartbreaking. It really actually truly is, from the heart. I'm confident enough in my sexuality to express deep empathy and compassion for that guy. People talk about injustices all the time in the world, you know what I mean? And especially when there's talk of like the Me Too movement and people being essayed and stuff like that, right? You hear all kinds of talk of people, like, you'll have some men or some women saying that, oh geez, if she were a little bit more responsible with her choice of men, she wouldn't have been in that situation, right? Like stuff like that. But when it's a child, right? Like a grown woman, sure, you can be in a very exploitative and abusive relationship when you're a grown woman with a grown man and develop Stockholm syndrome and other kinds of dependency attachment issues with your abuser because you don't know what you deserve, and you also don't understand the reality of how they're treating you, right? But there's still always two sides of that. You can always look at the oppressor, the man in that situation, and say, geez, like, you know exactly what you're doing. You're taking advantage of this defenseless woman. But the woman also has the authority and the autonomy to escape situations like that. You know what I mean? Everyone has a conscience in their head that lets them know that they're in a situation that they shouldn't be in. But with a kid like that, There's no, especially like in that interview, that 48-hour interview, he was talking about how he's pretty much considered his guardian for the next 48 hours. A guardian who was able to expose him to that. A guardian. Like, that happens so much to young kids. We don't even post images of our children's faces on the internet. Anywhere. Anywhere. Especially in this age of AI. Not doing it. Not doing it. Let alone letting P Diddy be their guardian for 48 hours. Yeah, actually, I'm going to send my kid to Fidel Castro's house. Yeah, do you mind watching him for 48 hours? I'm sure you got lots to do, but he's a 12, he's a 13-year-old boy. He can't be terribly difficult to... I would rather leave my child with Fidel Castro than P Diddy, I think. Because I don't know much about Fidel Castro, but I don't think he'd... Even my kid might watch someone get their head cut off, or some coke being sold, but I don't think they're watching any X-rated, bloodletting performance art. And I'd like to keep it that way. They don't even go to daycare. We homeschool, and they're with their mother 24/7. Just the way it ought to be. That poor Justin Bieber, his mom's almost over half as guilty as P Diddy is. Well, not necessarily as P Diddy is. That's going too far, but she definitely has a role to play in that situation. Because unless she had been, she wanted him to have opportunity. She wanted him to. She knew that this was a groundbreaking, and it happened to be a groundbreaking opportunity for him, because that propelled him to fame quicker than anything could have. But it's a shame that he had to take, he literally, in essence, had his soul sold to the devil for him. He didn't even get to do the handshake. He was just, that deal was made. All right, now you're going to go see a lot of shit you're never going to forget, but you're not going to have to work ever again. But you're going to cry in interviews and develop dependency issues to drugs and alcohol because you can't close your eyes at night. But at least you're rich, right? Ignorance is bliss. It really is.
I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody.
When it comes to what Justin thinks of Diddy's allegations, a source tells ET
You know he stinks. You know his breath stinks. 100%. Does not. He probably still uses that Cool Blue tooth or mouthwash for kids that lets you know when there's any plaque left on your teeth. I guarantee he uses that before bed, except he just rinses his mouth out with it and then leaves his teeth blue and then goes into the sex room.
Justin's not focused on what is going on with Diddy or the allegations against him. Instead, our insider says Justin and Hailey are focused on baby Jack, whom they welcomed in August. They've been absorbed in their own happiness and family, appreciating this time together. In fact, building a family with Hailey was top of mind during Justin and Zayn's chat, an idea that lifted the singer's spirits.
I'm really excited to have babies with you, enjoy, just celebrate, all the amazing things that we've been given. Because we are blessed, babe. We are, man.
That is beautiful to see that, though. You know what I mean? He really, really wants to end the cycle with him, I do believe. And I hope he succeeds, right? But it's one of those things that I'm sure once you're submerged and saturated in it, it'd be hard to shake. It would be, I'm sure. But no, thank you for watching. And we will definitely be keeping track of the Diddy situation as it unfolds here. I'm going to keep an eye on the law and crime networks and other outlets, because it's just this case is surface level, right? It's good he finally got what's coming to him. It's awesome. Great, you should. But at the same time, what I'm having a hard time understanding too with all this Diddy shit, and I'll continue in the next video going on about other articles, but the fact that there's been no mention of any children, like Usher and Justin Bieber were both children when they went there, and those are just two obviously known people that you're going to have heard about. But what about, like, I don't buy it. I don't buy it that he didn't have kids there, that he trafficked in. He probably did. So why isn't that being talked about? It's almost hard to fight the thought that it's not being talked about on purpose. Because if the public were to find out with how, like, if they were to find out how much facility he had in acquiring those children and those people for those sex parties, I think that would illuminate other issues that are arguably more important, right? You know for a fact he didn't go on the dark web on a special browser in order, though. He probably just knew someone. It's like, oh yeah, I'll call up buddy here. He's wherever, executive at whatever, but he knows a guy from Colombia or from wherever that can get me what I want. It's all a spider web of nasty shit. Oh my god, I look super gross. Oh god, it felt so good. Alright. Well, thank you again for watching, and like and subscribe if you enjoy the content on Jakeology here. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much.